Hi everyone, welcome to NYU. My name is Michael Durant.
My name is Katharina Jennings.
My name is Liam Dean Johnson.
My name is Joelle Chen.
I'm really excited to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that you're thinking about, some of the questions you have regarding the COVID-19 pandemic. All right, so why don't we do it?
Okay, let's get it squared away. Will the students get to attend live classes at the university? Great question. We are in somewhat of a hybrid model at the moment. A fair number of our courses are being taken online, but students do have the opportunity to take classes in person, right? That is a part of the experience that you want. Now, everything is very structured. We have measures in place to ensure that we are safe. So there are assigned seats, right? That's something you should get used to or think about as a part of your environment. I know we kind of, thought we got rid of that in elementary or middle school. Alas, here we are in 2020 at New York University with assigned seats. But that's just to make sure that students have the maximum opportunity to be safe. You will find that the classes are smaller, right? Some students opt out of being in-person classes, and that's totally fine. Our students and our faculty members have really adjusted to making sure that you are comfortable.
So how are your clubs, activities, interactions, living habits affected? Yeah, absolutely. Things are a little bit different, but in very much the NYU spirit, things are continuing as absolutely best they can. And NYU students have come up with numerous new sorts of ways to do new things that have never been done before in the virtual space or, socially distanced in person. The drama clubs, students are putting on virtual plays, virtual film recordings for short film students. So there's so much going on, and it's still happening, even given everything. And, while sports teams may not be able to be playing, they're still meeting up on Zoom, chatting with their friends, meeting like-minded individuals. So our first year students have very much been able to connect with students over social media, still make friends, still have that first year experience, and then meet in small groups outside of social media in person.
What does study abroad look like in this COVID-19 world? Study abroad does look a bit different, right? And that's largely because there are things that are above even NYU that we don't have a lot of control over, like restrictions on travel, visa restrictions, ensuring that it is safe for all of our students. And that is our number one priority. So for the most part, study abroad is paused until we're able to really ensure that students have the ability to go back to these places and explore these places in a way that is as safe as possible. But in the meantime, you still have the ability to connect virtually with all of these people and all of these places. One of the students that I work with is based in Brisbane, her hometown in Australia, just a few hours away from my hometown of Sydney. And for the most part, she's still taking her vocal performance courses here in New York, even from Brisbane.
So another point to highlight is the fact that we utilized what we call Go Local. We have 3 degree granting campuses as well as 12 other academic centers around the world. That's 15 sites that are NYU sites. We have used these sites in order to accommodate students in their local region. So for instance, we have a site in London. If maybe someone from the UK wasn't able to come to the US, they're able to take classes in person in our London site, right? The same is true for Paris and Sydney, and of course our campuses in Shanghai and Abu Dhabi. So NYU is really uniquely positioned because of our global presence to be able to accommodate students who didn't feel comfortable coming to the States or were unable because of their own country's laws and restrictions, visa restrictions, those types of things.
What internship opportunities like now with COVID? There are more of them, which is fantastic, which is very exciting to see. So students not only have had the option to have more access to virtual internships, just because a lot of companies have more internships now that they're in the virtual sphere, they also have access to internships around the globe. So I have a friend who's doing an internship that would be based in Dallas, but he's based on the NYU campus and he's able to do that virtually. I have a friend who is doing something in California, working for a film company in California, whilst in New York on the NYU campus. So it's very much increased a lot of geographic options, which is really exciting for a lot of students. They've been able to kind of get that experience and get that work experience and, get going on their future career goals whilst in the virtual sphere, which is exciting. And the nice thing, of course, about being a virtual intern is that you're not getting people coffee or anything like that, the traditional stereotypes. You're very much getting work done and getting assigned work that needs to be done.
All right, so the question is, what is something significant that has changed about NYU due to the current COVID situation? So we are really, I think, blessed in a lot of ways to have professors who are not just, sitting back and letting the pandemic happen to them, but are instead really leveraging the opportunities that, virtual learning might provide and a virtual classroom might provide. I'm in a class right now called Gender and Sexuality in U.S. Policy Formation, and our professor, Catherine Granger, is absolutely incredible and has really kind of leveraged this online virtual experience to bring in guest speakers who we probably wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to connect with. Next week, we'll be hearing with two key activists in the Black Lives Matter movement. We heard earlier this semester from a law professor in the University of California system. So I would say that's something that has really, changed in a positive way. And I could see potentially going forward that professors, now that they know, how to use these virtual experiences and how to create these communities in virtual spaces, that might be something that we carry forward even in a post-pandemic space.
How has NYU accommodated students during this pandemic? So our mental health resources on campus are something that I think a lot of our students take advantage of. Whether it's homesickness and the first time away from home, or anxiety and being in a new city and managing all of the classes, mental health struggles are very, very real and can sometimes be heightened in the college environment. And so I think NYU's done a lot in terms of making our mental health services more robust. And so our Wellness Center and mental health services pre-pandemic allowed for students to have, one-on-one counseling. They had multiple options to do that each year. We had program and events on time management, anxiety busters, stress busters, opportunities to make your own smoothies, to get into good habits and practices to make sure that you're taking care of yourself physically as well as mentally. And that's continued virtually, to be able to still call our virtual wellness line and talk to someone if you're having that anxiety or that stress, not only around academics, but also the impact of COVID-19. Having someone to talk to can be really, really important.
How does NYU continue to foster a strong sense of community amidst the pandemic? NYU has been more frequently than ever checking in with students. So students will be getting numerous emails from NYU every day, just checking in, making sure everyone is healthy, and also sending them lots of new events. We've really upgraded our virtual event game when it comes to NYU students, because we want them to be able to not only have that same college experience, but also have extra on top of what they're experiencing. So there are extra lecture series going on virtually. There are extra clubs and extracurriculars meeting. And a lot of students who are on campus are very much experiencing a kind of unique sense of community that other students might not have had previously, in the sense that they're all going through this really strange thing together. A friend of mine I was talking to this morning was actually saying he feels closer to a lot of people than he has before, just because they have this strange thing in common, which is, going to college, going to NYU during a global pandemic. So as much as possible, the community aspect is definitely still there, if not more in some ways. I really hope we answered common questions that you were wondering about, but if you have any more questions that we didn't get to, please feel free to contact us at any time.
I want you to stay safe, be healthy, and know that as NYU, we are here for you. We are here to support you in this process. So please make sure you stay in touch.
And we really encourage you to advocate for yourself in this process. It's been a year like no other.
You're gonna be great. Bye.